Welcome to the channel. Today we're counting down the wildest, most unbelievable things people have accidentally swallowed. Forget swallowing gum. These stories are on a whole other level. We've dug through headlines and medical journals to bring you the most jaw-dropping, real-life cases. Everyday objects, bizarre accidents, and some truly heroic medical saves. Get ready for a wild ride. By the end, you'll never look at your toothbrush the same way again. If you love stories that make you say no way, hit subscribe and give us a like. Ready? Let's dive in. Here we go. Let's start with something we all use. A toothbrush. How does someone swallow a whole toothbrush? Sounds impossible, right? But it happened. Meet George, who was brushing his teeth, reaching for those back molars when, slip, the toothbrush went straight down his throat. Instant panic. This isn't like swallowing a pill, it's a full-size toothbrush, bristles and all. George rushed to the hospital, probably dreading the conversation. I swallowed my toothbrush. The ER staff were stunned. An X-ray revealed the toothbrush lodged in his esophagus. Removing it was tricky. Pulling it out could cause serious damage. Doctors performed an endoscopy, sending a camera and special tools down his throat. It was like a mini rescue mission, carefully grabbing the toothbrush and guiding it back up. Thankfully, the operation was a success. George recovered and probably never brushes without a firm grip now. Morale of the story, keep your toothbrush under control. Next time you're brushing, remember George's wild ride. And maybe don't multitask while cleaning those back teeth. This is just the beginning. Wait until you hear what's next. Unbelievable, right? Who knew oral hygiene could be so dangerous? The doctor said it was a first for them. George's story is a reminder. Accidents can happen in the most ordinary moments. So brush carefully, and if you ever feel something slip, don't panic. Just get help fast. That's one way to start our list. Ready for the next bizarre case? Let's keep going. The stories only get stranger from here. On to number 6. Next up, a light bulb. Yes, someone got a light bulb stuck in their mouth. It started as a party trick. A guy tried to impress friends by putting a small decorative bulb in his mouth. But the shape of the bulb and his jaw created a trap. Easy in, impossible out. Panic set in as he realized he couldn't remove it without risking shattered glass. Off to the ER he went, unable to speak, just pointing at his mouth. The medical team had to act fast. Breaking the bulb would mean a mouthful of glass. They used medical tape and string, carefully wrapping the base of the bulb. With gentle pressure and a special tool to widen his jaw, they slowly maneuvered the bulb out. It was a tense, delicate operation, like extracting a ship from a bottle. Finally, with a gentle pop, the bulb was free and intact. The guy was embarrassed but unharmed. Lesson learned, some things are not meant to go in your mouth, especially light bulbs. The ER staff probably still talk about this one. It's a story of foolishness and medical ingenuity. Don't try this at home. The risks are real and the consequences could be much worse. Thankfully, this story had a happy ending. But it could have gone very differently. Always think before you act on a dare. And remember, your mouth is not a toolbox. Ready for the next wild tale? Let's keep going. The countdown continues. Now let's talk coins, every parent's nightmare. Swallowing one coin is common for kids, but this story? A toddler swallowed a whole handful. It started innocently, a dish of loose change, a curious kid, and one shiny coin after another. The parents only realized something was wrong when their child complained of a tummy ache. At the hospital, an X-ray revealed a cluster of coins in his stomach like a pirate's treasure map. Doctors decided to wait and see if the coins would pass naturally. The parents were on poop patrol for days, anxiously checking for missing change. Luckily, the coins made their way out one by one. The child was fine, blissfully unaware of his internal piggy bank. The parents, however, learned to keep loose change out of reach. Sometimes the strangest adventures happen at home. This story could have ended differently. Blockages are dangerous. Always keep small objects away from little hands. And if you suspect your child swallowed something, get medical help fast. The X-ray was a sight to behold. Doctors could even tell which coins were which. In the end, everyone was relieved. A bizarre but harmless adventure. Kids will be kids, but parents, stay vigilant. Ready for more? The next story is even crazier. Let's move on. You've heard of swallowing coins, but what about a cell phone? That's right. A prisoner swallowed a tiny novelty mobile phone to hide it during a cell search. Not a giant smartphone, but still, a phone with a battery, circuits, and a screen. The danger? Batteries can leak acid, causing severe burns and poisoning. After realizing the risk, the inmate confessed and was rushed to the medical wing. An X-ray showed the phone lodged in his stomach. Doctors had to act fast. Waiting wasn't an option. Using an endoscope, they carefully retrieved the phone, avoiding damage and battery leakage. It was a tense, high-stakes procedure, like a real-life claw machine game. Amazingly, the phone came out in one piece and the man recovered. He faced consequences for the contraband, but he was lucky to escape serious harm. This story shows the desperate lengths people will go, and the incredible things doctors can handle. Never underestimate the dangers of swallowing electronics. The human body is resilient, but not invincible. The medical team's quick thinking made all the difference. It's a wild story from the modern era. And a reminder, some secrets are better left unswallowed. The X-ray was unforgettable. Tiny keypad and all. Crisis averted, but lesson learned. Ready for the next unbelievable case? The countdown isn't over yet. Stay tuned, things get even stranger. Let's keep going. What could possibly top this? You're about to find out. Ever heard of a fork in the road? For one man, it was a fork in his esophagus. He was using a dinner fork to scratch his throat, bad idea, when a sudden spasm pulled it down. Instant terror, a full-sized metal fork lodged inside. He rushed to the hospital, struggling to breathe. The X-ray was shocking. A fork, tines and all, stuck vertically. This was a medical emergency. The sharp tines could puncture his esophagus or stomach. Surgeons used a protective overtube and forceps to carefully turn the fork and extract it without causing damage. It was a delicate, high-stakes operation. Thankfully, the fork came out safely and the man recovered. Lesson: never use cutlery for anything but eating. The medical team's skill saved the day. This story is a stark reminder. Don't improvise with kitchen tools. Keep forks on the plate, not in your throat. Accidents can happen in the strangest ways. The man was lucky. Things could have been much worse. Ready for another wild tale? The countdown continues. Let's see what's next. We've had objects, but what about something alive? A boy in India accidentally swallowed a live fish. Playing by a river, he put a small fish in his mouth as a joke. But the fish panicked and slid down his throat. Instead of his stomach, the fish went into his windpipe and got lodged in his lung. The boy started choking and was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Doctors performed a bronchoscopy and were stunned to find a live fish inside his lung. The challenge: removing a slippery, wriggling fish without damaging delicate tissue. With precision, they grasped the fish and pulled it out. The boy could breathe again instantly. Amazingly, the fish was still alive when removed. The boy made a full recovery and probably won't be putting fish in his mouth again. This story is a testament to quick-thinking doctors and the unpredictability of childhood. Sometimes truth really is stranger than fiction. The X-ray was one for the record books. A living creature inside another. Unbelievable. The medical team's skill saved a life. Childhood curiosity can lead to wild adventures. Thankfully, this one had a happy ending. Ready for our final story? The countdown is almost complete. Let's finish strong. Our final story, dentures. Imagine waking up and realizing your false teeth are missing because you swallowed them during surgery. A man in his 70s had his dental plate dislodged under anesthesia, and no one noticed. He woke up in pain, unable to swallow, and kept returning to the hospital. Doctors finally did a scan and found his dentures lodged deep in his esophagus. The plate had been stuck for over a week, causing serious damage. Emergency surgery was needed to remove it. The operation was complex. The tissue was swollen and fragile. The man needed a long recovery, but he survived. His ordeal led to new medical guidelines. Always remove dentures before anesthesia. This case changed hospital procedures for the better. It's a powerful reminder of the importance of communication in medicine. The man's experience helped prevent future accidents. Sometimes even routine procedures can take a wild turn. Thankfully, he made it through. And now hospitals are more careful than ever. What a way to end our countdown. Unbelievable but true. Let's wrap up. That's our video. From toothbrushes to live fish, these stories prove truth is stranger than fiction. If you enjoyed this wild ride, hit like and subscribe for more unbelievable tales. Stay curious, stay safe, and maybe chew your food a little more carefully. Thanks for watching. We love making these videos for you. See you next time. And remember, keep your phone out of your mouth.